Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a game whose name I'm not going to try and pronounce because it's in French, and I've insulted enough French people recently. Right, before we get on with the game, I have two little stories I wish to tell you. The first story is about a completely different game, which is utterly irrelevant to this one. And that was a game called La Villa della Muerte, which I opened by saying it was a French game, and it was all in French. Turns out it wasn't a French game. I think it was actually a Spanish game. I assumed it was French because it seems that French and Spanish have some similar words. So I got muddled with that, so I apologise for that. I managed to offend the French with what I said at the beginning, and I managed to offend the Spanish by muddling them up. So I apologise for that. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is because I said that game was all in French, and it wasn't. It was actually, apart from the title, all in English, despite the fact it had barely nothing written in it anyway. This is the game I had it muddled up with, which is the game which I think is in French, which you can see by these two things here, and the fact that it says quitter, which I think is excellent. If you click this button, you're a quitter. Excellent, I like that. Anyway, that's my first little story. The second little story is that this is a computer game that you can't play on a computer, because you need an Xbox controller to play this, and it doesn't work with mouse and keyboard. I don't know why. There's lots of indie games that you download, and they say this is designed for a controller, or it's better with a controller, but you can do it with mouse and keyboard. This doesn't accept any mouse and keyboard input. You can't even move around on the main menu using a mouse and keyboard, which means when I tried to play it a couple of days ago, I couldn't, and I had to borrow this controller off somebody else, and then plug it in using my phone charging cable, which has been a little adventure, but never mind. I haven't used one of these things in about 2.5 years, so this is going to be an interesting event, and yes, I can't read any of the words, but let's play the game. I don't know if there's any speaking in it, and if so, that will probably be in French as well. Anyway, I don't know how to pronounce the name of the game, but apparently it's the French word for molt. Yes, like a cat molting its fur, as my cat is doing currently due to the hot weather. Or a shedding, like a snake sheds its skin occasionally. I have no idea what that has to do with the game, because apparently the game is about a lady who has a terrifying fear of aging, and occasionally when she looks in a mirror, she gets scared of her reflection, which sounds like a fascinating setup, if admittedly a bit confusing. Right then. Oh, the frame rate. Why do I start every indie game by turning around? Because I want to see if the frame rate's as bad as it usually is. Right then, eventually the frame rate will pick up. There we go. That's better. Right, it strikes me there's no way out of this room, which is a little concerning. Okay then. Man, like I said, I haven't used one of these in a long time. It's going to take a while for me to figure out how this works. Right, I assume that means interact. Memento Mori. Well, I don't know what that means, but I think I played a game called Memento Mori once. Well, that's nice. Now that the spirit level has been sorted out, we can pick up this key. Your guess is as good as mine. This is going to be an interesting experience, me trying to get through this game without knowing a word of it. Oh dear. It was just such a fascinating setup for this game that I really wanted to explore it. Good thing there's nothing written here, I wouldn't understand a word of it. Hello, Marie Antoinette. That is Marie Antoinette, isn't it? I think so. It looks relatively similar. I can't quite remember. It was a bit before my time, you'll have to forgive me. Right. That's nice. A little sort of marble gazebo. Very nice. I must say, the detailing of this world is absolutely lovely. The wallpaper is absolutely abhorrent by modern standards, but it's absolutely lovely in terms of the detail. Right then, we shall go into the memento, which seems to be some sort of dressing room. And here's a dress that I wouldn't advise you go out wearing. It's more of a skirt than a dress, isn't it, given there's nothing here around the old bodice area. But never mind. Right then, there is a picture of a little doggy. That makes me happy. Right then. Okie dokie. Here is some fruit, which I wouldn't advise that you eat. Or if you do, at least blow the maggots off first. No, not like that, for goodness sake. And here's a butcher's knife, which is excellent for chopping up your cupcakes with, in case they're a little bit big for you. If you're so small you can't eat a cupcake without cutting it up, you're probably not big enough to use a mallet. Like that one. Not a mallet. I meant a machete, but never mind. I'm being dumb as usual. Right. There is a corset. I wonder whether that's at all relevant to... Perhaps we shouldn't look in there. Oh, goodness. I wonder whether that's at all relevant to her sort of fear of aging. She's trying to, like, make herself look better as she did in her youth. Hello. Is this a sort of a statue thing? I think it is, isn't it? What was that out the window I saw? Attention! Something about the environment. Influences of the environment? Maintain... something, or... Okay, let's just press these buttons and figure out what happens. Okay, so by pushing the 2 triggers down, I can take deep breaths. And this thing vibrates when I do that, and I'm holding it in a place which means... Don't worry about what's happening under the desk at the minute. Just don't worry about it. Right, Kitty. Yeah, you know, what else should I be expecting when we've got beautiful French women around? But still, that's not the point. The point is, I don't know what the point is. This is one of the weirdest videos I've made ever. I'm only 6.5 minutes in. Oh, dear. Alright then. It says, oh, geez, yeah. So there's things in the environment that can worry me, it seems. I need to breathe carefully in order to make myself feel better about them. Okay, so there's this sewing machine of types, of sorts, which I don't seem to be able to interact with. Let me follow this and see where this leads. This leads through this door. Oh, goodness. So you press A to crouch, we've learned that. I'm pressing X, which I think is the general interact button. He says walloping every other button he can get his hands on. But that doesn't seem to have worked. Alright then, so presumably then there is more that I need to do in here before I can progress onwards. I feel like it's got to be something to do with this string. But I can't interact with it. Because I feel like I need to, like, run the string through this machine, perhaps, in order to, like, weave it into a thing. I feel like the language barrier isn't the thing that's getting in the problem at the minute. It's just a lack of my cultural awareness of stuff that goes on in this world. Give me a minute. I'm a little teapot, short and stout, but I look like a spider and setting off Phil's phobia. I'm pressing the triggers, but not a great deal is happening. Okay, so now there's a spider teapot. Okay, good. I'm glad this game is weird. So it seems that this woman is going slightly mad. Was that there before? I have no memory whatsoever. I still can't go through this door. I've got no idea where I'm going. I guess I'm going after it. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay. Alright. Hang on a minute, there was a skeleton back there. And now I'm under the bed. Alright, I'm not sure I should be hiding under women's beds. I feel like that's slightly criminal. Goodness, somebody that likes spiders even less than I do. I mean, I don't kill them, I tend to just throw them out the window. With the use of a glass and a card, of course, not with the use of my mittens. I wouldn't touch one of those things for all the money on earth. Right. I mean, I probably would, but, you know, it's a silly thing to say. Right. If you're wondering why I'm trying to read these words, given I can't read a word of French, I mean, I can read words like bonjour and je m'appelle, c'est si bon, and bonsoir. That's about it. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking for words which are similar, because a lot of European languages have a common root language, which tends to be Latin, or bits of Latin and bits of Greek. So, like the word environment there, and like this word looks a little bit like interact. Only a little bit, but it does. Oh, it's a music box. That's pleasant. This is a weird painting. Yeah, I'm just looking for words which look similar to English words, which I can use to like clue me in as to what it might be talking about. If it said like, I don't know, a word that looked a bit like kitchen, then it might be a key for a kitchen, for example. It seems the concert is over. These people have string as well, just like the woman in the didgeridoo had. Alright. There's blood all over the floor. The wallpaper is still pretty scary. The dog is still pretty cute. And the lighting is drop dead gorgeous. Right then, onwards we march to where? Another memento. Oh, hello. Hello. Would you like a big hug, whoever you are? I do not know, but on earth was that? It's a big spooky person. I feel like this is a bit like a Disney movie where that's like the spooky aunt and this is the sort of the Cinderella character. Am I supposed to be running away? Possibly. Oh, you're the lady from the painting with the weird hat. Oh, I need to meditate again. Give me a moment. In through the nose, out through the mouth. This must be quite an interesting game if you're bilingual, or an interesting video even if you're bilingual. You know what it's talking about. Because goodness knows I don't know what it's on about. Right, somebody seems to have spilt their wine all over the table, which is less than ideal. Perhaps I need to find this child? Perhaps I need to figure... Well, why is there wine in the globe? To be honest with you, I can probably answer that question. I feel like we're running out of time for something. Oh, hello. Something mama? I saw the word mama there. Right. Do you want the child? Is that what you want? There, have your baby. I'm not doing anything. I'm not in control of this. Oh no! She's come to murder me! Run away! I feel like I could have been involved in that chase sequence. I probably would have died a couple times, but it would have been nice to have a go. This game is brilliant. Man alive. I'm having the time of my life playing this. So it's like we're going through a number of different memories. Okay, so one of the people has been banished from the painting. We need to go and banish the others as well. Is this your equivalent of a loading screen game? Because it's a rather inventive way of doing one, if that is indeed what is actually happening. Right then, this does look like a scary looking character, doesn't it? With this weird head thing that she's got. This one doesn't seem to have a hat, but she does seem to have a mouldy sausage stuck to the side of her head, which is I didn't think there were any earthquakes in France. At least none that I'm aware of. Right then. Who let the house go? Bizarre parody of that famous song. Right, never mind. I was going to say this having a mouldy sausage in your in your wig is unprecedentedly weird, but then again Georgian fashion in England once had a statement of putting expensive fruits into your wig for the sake of showing off how much money you had. I'm not even joking. I might be misremembering that slightly, so don't quote me, but if I remember correctly, that was what was done. Interestingly, it's like there's loads of people trying to cut this string. I don't know what the symbolism of this string is, but it must be something important. Because it's been here throughout the entire game thus far, and right now everything's trying to cut it. And here is a pair of shoes with a pair of sewn-on spats. Oh goodness, what does that say? Mort. Yeah, well last time Well, mort generally, like mortis and mortem, it all comes from the Latin word for death, doesn't it? Because it's like... Oh, hello. Goodness, woman, that's an odd way of cutting your fingernails. Oh no, she's going to hunt me. Do I need to be sneaky? I can try to be sneaky. It all comes from the Latin, doesn't it? Because it's like post-mortem, meaning after death. Is there anything over here? There is. 'Tis a secret place. How exciting. I'm not mad. She just farted, didn't she? Is that... Alright, there's a lot going on here. We got an old lady that's wandering around who might murder me in a minute with very long fingernails, one might add. There's farting all over the place. We've now got this room which is full of booze. It's full of tongues, I think, which are stuck on the wall, which is very interesting. We've now got this shrine to a naked doom guy who's really, really let his personal grooming go. And now we've got a collection of Legion ears from the Mojave. Right. I love this game. This is one of my favourite games I've ever played. And I don't understand a word of it. Alright. Has Madame Fart-a-Lot left yet? Giddy aunt. You think she was from the forest with the amount of bits and pieces she's got hanging about. I think there's a woman over... I think there's the top of a woman with no shirt on over there. So I'm going to have to not show you that for the sake of YouTube's rules. Is there anything on this desk? No. There's some pictures of... bodies and stuff. The only, as I said at the beginning, the only thing I really know about this game is that this woman doesn't want to age, and that she wants to sort of maintain her youth. I'm wondering whether all of this sort of butchering and collection of body parts is maybe that she's trying to replace her body, like, you know, replace the skin that's wrinkling and the organs that are failing and the eyes that are getting sort of out of focus and all that sort of thing. She's trying to sort of augment herself, as it were, to mend herself up, perhaps? Or whether maybe she sort of made some sort of deal with the devil, as it were, whereby, like, all of her aging is placed upon this person here, and, like, she's aged enormously, and, like, the original person that made the deal isn't aging at all. There was a story in Star Trek like that once, which is the only reason I have this idea in my head. It's not a novel one, I assure you. Well, it's good to know one person watching this video is laughing, because goodness knows the rest of you aren't. Oh dear. Can I hide under this desk? Yes, I can. It's not going to do wonders for my hair, though. This blood is going to take forever to get out. Hello. Wow, you have got a beautiful character model. Absolutely gorgeous. Man alive. Oh, there's another key here. I should have this key, please. Nope, no idea. Not a baldies. Alright then. Oh goodness, there's another one. Quick, stop looking at it before we get shot. Before the YouTube police come and shoot us in the face. Man alive. What's with the massive scissors? Why do you have these? And what about these big hooks? You used these for carrying blocks of ice back in the ye olden times, I think. Maybe people still do, I don't know. It's this memento thing, which I think maybe means memory. I'm not sure. It's like the different levels are like different memories. But I feel like... I'm guessing that says saving? I don't know. Ah, good afternoon. This time I actually get to be involved in the chase. Gideon, what on earth was that? Oh, it was a statue of Venus de Milo, judging by the lack of arms. Right, I don't think I can sprint. No, I don't think I can sprint. Okay, there's a gramophone. That's nice. Here's another safe place. Oh dear, I think I've been murdered. Did I get murdered? Oh, is that it? That's the end of the game? Okay, I was expecting a bit more. Is that actually it? Presumably yes, because it's playing the introducing logos again. And now it's playing the credits. Again, of which I cannot read. Oh no! Oh no, I was going to say I can read them. No, they're not. It's just apparently designer and level are the same in English and French, which is interesting. Right then. I was genuinely expecting more from that. Because that has a huge amount of potential to be a lot more than it is. Yeah, I feel like that's almost like a demo for something. Because that is really professional and fine-tuned and nicely put together. And polished. And really enjoyable and really fun. But, yeah, what's in the bonus? Is there anything I can see in there of interest? Ooh, gallery, concept art and credits. Let's have a look at the gallery. It's a 3D gallery. Goodness, just like Arkham Asylum had. Here is a person. I don't know what this is. I really feel like I'm missing out on some severe story information here. Oh, you can go into screenshot mode and my mouse can appear on the screen. Oh, finally, I can do something in the game with the mouse at last. Gideon. Who else have we got? Oh, Gideon. So we've got this person here. Who, oh, she's the lady with the spats. That's interesting. So she's got this weird hat on. With these weird sort of, rugby player shoulder pads. Is she pregnant? Because there's obviously a lot of emphasis on her stomach here. That last word looks like it might be maternity. I'm going to guess it has something to do with her having a child, maybe? And maybe that sort of affected her appearance, like the weight that she gained, or maybe maybe she had to have like a C-section perhaps, and the scar played on her mind. Oh, Gideon. You are yanking my chain, aren't you? Right. Oh, and here's the bad guy, if I can ever get hold of the bad guy. Well, it seems to end with the word eventualment, or eventually, which is interesting. Goodness. It's like the lace on the dress is actually like a old rope from like the rigging of a ship. She's got such long arms and no shoes. Man alive, can I zoom in on the old bonds? Can I not zoom in on the cleavage as well? Wow. Look at that face. A face only a Hagraven could love. Wow. See, this is what I mean. Imagine going to all this effort and making such gorgeous character models. I mean, look at that mouth. The scary thing is she's got whiter teeth than I have and she's got no lips. Going to all the detail to produce this. Can I zoom in on the stomach out of interest? I probably shouldn't, but ouch. That's going to need more than a doctor's appointment for that. Interestingly, she's just sort of unbuttoned her inner jacket, as it were, rather than wearing sort of maternity clothes with sort of any sort of stretchy material in them or anything. She's just sort of undoing her ordinary clothes, which is odd. Here we have the spider creature. I see the word invention. No idea what else it is, though. See, and again, they came up with the design of this and the idea of this, but for such a short little game. I feel like there's so much lost potential here. You could do so much with this. Here is a clock. Apparently this merits being in the gallery, but alright. Here is a clock, and here is a couch which you can sit on if you need to go through a little bit of therapy afterwards. Here is a bed you can sleep on afterwards. Here's the sewing machine. Here's the drinks cabinet with some high quality booze in it. Oh, it's got cups as well. Goodness. Something about courage. Consume quickly. I think that says consume quickly something for courage. Right. I mean, I've heard of people, like, drinking for the sake of giving them courage before they do something. Like, you know, going off into battle or something. Maybe she had to get herself drunk before she was able to, do whatever it was that turned her from, I love that it doesn't let me look at this half the time. It turns it from this into this. This is a fascinating model. I want to zoom in on the face of it, actually. Wow. It's got like a Joker grin. Ouch! That scar's all the way to the ear. Look at that hair. Sorry, I know this probably isn't the most interesting thing in the world for you, but seriously. I'm kidsy, aren't I? Didn't know I could zoom in that much. Also, what's all the rope around her neck? Reminds me a little bit of, can't remember where it's from. I think it's from Africa. There's a sort of, collar thing that's made of golden rings that some people wear around their neck. It's quite a beautiful looking thing. Reminds me a bit of that, except that wasn't made out of rope. Oh, there's scars on her hands as well. Can we have a look at the hands? I don't know why I said can we have a look at the hands as if I'm not the one making the decision here. Do you think she's been stitched together? Because initially I was looking at this and thinking that this was damage. I'm wondering if she's been stitched together somehow. Like this woman has been collecting bodies of, like, beautiful people, perhaps, and then carving them up to then use their body parts to create this sort of idealistic doll, which she was maybe going to try and transfer herself into. I'm grasping at straws. Do we have anything else of interest? Table, arts and crafts. Finally, something I can read. Here is a chair. I really do think a very uncomfortable. That presumably. For when you wish to poop in style, sit on this chair. Make sure to take your trousers off first. There was that guy, wasn't there? I remember seeing a comedy sketch about him once. Hang on, the chair comes back. It's a reclining chair as well, for when you wish to poop in maximum relaxation. Getting on this game. Wasn't there that guy? I remember seeing a comedy sketch about him from, like, medieval times, who had, like, a problem with his bowels and he constantly needed to go to the bathroom, so he just invented, like, an office where his chair was just a toilet. Or am I totally misremembering something? If you've got no idea what I'm talking about, then you didn't watch the ridiculous history programs I watched when I was a child. Right then. Oh, I see the word. Is that word at the end of the first sentence? Depart? Something about memories? Collection? Maybe the child died? Maybe that's what sort of fueled her, her misery? Again, does a chair really merit being in a gallery? And a gramophone with all the flowers around it. And the mirror. And the keys. And the this. And the ooh, and the bodies. Nope, I don't get a word of that. No, I can't understand a word of that. Oh, goodness. Some. Oh, the model only goes up to its feet. That's a bit of a shame. Don't ask why I looked. Alright, just move on. Oh, goodness, it has some cake. Is this the one with the butcher's knife on it? No, this is the reasonable one that has a knife and a fork. It doesn't actually have a knife, it's only got a fork, oh boy. I still don't know what you want the fork for, other than the cake. But never mind. Who eats cake with a fork? Well, posh people, presumably. Here is a cupboard, or as otherwise known, a border to Narnia. Here's the music box, here are some paintings, here is that, and here is the little doll of the baby that we saw. That is fascinating. Looks a lot like her, actually, doesn't it? Looks a lot like her, actually. Wow. What other stuff do we have? There was some concept art, wasn't there? And you made concept art as well. Why did you go to so much effort and make such a small game? You could do so much more with this. Maybe this is just a demo. I don't know. I can't read very much of the page. I translated some of it using Google Translate, but But, what is it? Oh, this lets me scroll through the pages. Oh, that's good. Yeah, she was definitely pregnant. That's how people hold themselves when they're pregnant. Kitty aunt. That was a breast. I need to get that away from you before I get banned from the site. Goodness. Okay, so the woman on the left was the sort of the doll that was being created, and then the woman in the middle was the pregnant one, and the woman on the right is the scary demon one. Oh, there's the gazebo. And there's the second painting we had, where everything seems to start going a bit awry. There's the scary woman with her big scissors. Wow. So much has been done for this game. It's gorgeous. I love it. I genuinely love it. I wish there was so much more of this, even though I don't understand any of it and I'm grasping at straws trying to figure out what's going on. I genuinely do love this. Hang on a second. Can we go back to this just for a split second? I just want to have a quick look at her head for a second. That's a veil, isn't it? I didn't realise that at first. That's a veil that's coming down from the edge of the helmet there, which is normally worn by people when they're in mourning, particularly darker coloured ones. So, I think that means the child did die. Right then, what else have we got? We have spooky looking lady. Giddy up. This really is a gorgeous design. You might want to put some socks on that if you get cold. Wow. And here's a... If the Grim Reaper looked like this, I'd actually be scared of him. Wow. Oh, and here he is from a couple of other angles. That is a scythe and a half. It looks like a beak. Scary. Oh, and here's the spider leg. Oh, you were going to make its legs hairy. I'm glad you didn't do that. You made it look a bit spooky. Right, here are some more spooky people in the loading screen room. And here are some drawings of different lighting setups. That's gorgeous. And here's the little bedroom where people are a bit sad. And here's that room where we had the crib, but they've got 3 of them, oddly. Someone's taken a knife to the old wallpaper. Can't say I wholly disapprove of that. It's such a shame that there's so little of this to actually play, because I could play hours of this and I'd love it the whole way through. This has got so much potential with a nice story and the breathing mechanics for the calming yourself down. There's so much to do here. So much fun that could be had with this. This really is fantastic. And then we've got the credits at the end there. Wow. I love this. I feel like I spent the last 10 minutes of this video just talking and saying how much I wish there was more of this, which I apologise for. But, I mean, I'll keep my eyes on this and see if anything more does come along like this. And I'll certainly see if this development team have made anything else, because they've got real talent and dedication to their craft if they're making stuff this beautiful and this professional for something so little, and something free as well, I should hasten to add. But that was great. I loved that. I just wish there was more of it, because I could genuinely play this for days. But that was that. I really enjoyed that. I hope you did as well. So thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, for this. I'm not going to offend anyone by trying to pronounce it. I'll just say that it was excellent. So thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night. Just because I decided I couldn't get enough of this game, I'm sorry for slouching the whole way through. It's a disadvantage of using a controller. I just wanted to come back to this part and see what happens if I get seen by this lady. Oh. That wasn't very exciting. Well. I tried.